Welcome to the place where brains collide with science, wit, and a nerdy vibe. I'm Dr. Angel. Let's dive in where psychology meets a clever spin. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.
Mythbusting, mental health stigma, the top 5 myths that still hold us back. Hello, fellow nerds. Welcome back to Nerdy Psychology, the channel where we break down complexities of the mind with science, humor, and, well, a little bit of sass. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so today we're going to dive into something that's been holding us back for way too long: mental health stigma. It's time to bust the top 5 myths that are keeping mental health in the shadows. Let's break it down one myth at a time. Before we dive in, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. Are you ready? Let's do it. We've all heard before, just snap out of it, or you're fine. It's all in your head. These myths are everywhere, from conversations with well-meaning friends to TV shows that oversimplify mental health struggles. But here's the thing, none of them are true. Today I'm calling out these myths and I'm going to show you the truth, because it's time for a mental health revolution. Let's go. Myth 1, mental health issues are just in your head. Whew, this is a big one. I hear this one a lot. Oh boy, where do I even start with this? Yes, it's in your head, technically, but it's also in your body, also in your relationships, also in your motivation, also in your entire life. Mental health isn't just a mind problem, it's a whole body experience. Mental health issues are often so misunderstood as purely psychological, but they can have profound impact on our physical body, our relationships, our self-esteem, our confidence, our conversations, and our overall health and well-being. So let's explore this concept. Imagine waking up every morning with a heavy feeling on your chest, like the sense of dread that you just can't shake off. This is not just a figment of your imagination. It could be your body's response to anxiety or depression, and it can impact your physical symptoms through all kinds of things in your body, from making you maybe have tense muscles or increased heart rate or shallow breathing, to having physical pain or chronic headaches or gastrointestinal issues. It's as if your body is telling you something's not okay, because something's not okay. Mental health struggles that go untreated and unchecked can lead into a lot of chronic health problems, physical health problems, things like hypertension and heart disease and gastrointestinal issues and IBS. So we need to consider that mental health issues impact our body. They're together. They're systems that cannot be torn apart. They can't be disconnected. Just like our physical body, when you are dealing with a physical diagnosis, it can also impact our mental health. So I want you to picture a scenario where someone is really struggling with depression and they just have this weight on them, and they just really, little things feel like they're climbing Mount Everest, right? And they may find it difficult just to find the energy just to pick up the phone or engage with family and friends, which may lead them very isolated and alone. And their friends and their family and their loved ones may not understand what's happening. Why are they withdrawing? Are they mad at me? What's going on? And it can create conflicts and problems for this person. The person might even feel guilty for not being able to participate in their social life or their activities or answering their texts. And that can further deepen their feelings and experience with depression and make them feel even more lonely and isolated and guilt and like things are hopeless. And so this can really strain their relationships, making it hard for both the person struggling with depression as well as their loved ones just to connect so they can support each other. And then let's talk about some of the broader impacts on life. So imagine someone dealing with severe depression again, and they might struggle to get out of bed or go to work or to go to school or to do the things that they need to do. Their performance might suffer. It might lead to missed opportunities or setbacks. And this can create a sense of hopelessness and frustration and make it really difficult to break that cycle, to get out of that grip of depression. It's not just feeling sad, it's about how sadness can permeate every aspect of someone's life. And it can really make it difficult and challenging just to function and thrive. So it's important to recognize that the impact is far reaching. And when we need help, we need to seek help. There is help. And we need to go get help when we are feeling this way, because mental health is just as necessary and crucial as our physical health. If you know someone is struggling with diabetes or a severe infection, you're going to encourage them to go to a doctor, go get the antibiotic, go get the insulin so that they can treat that condition in their body. And so just like physical health, if we know someone or we are that someone who's struggling to reach out, we need to help them or help ourselves or find help to take those steps into getting the care that we need so that we can recover and we can thrive and we can live our best life. Mental health problems don't live in your head. They're in your body, your emotions, your experiences. They are complex and they deserve to be treated as such. I know this month in Mental Health Awareness Month, we have talked so much about the complexities of mental health, but I think it cannot be understated because our culture, our community has oversimplified so much of mental health struggles or dismissed it or washed it away or made people feel less than, like, oh, they're weak or they just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And that is not what this is. You would not tell somebody with a severe sinus infection that they just need to pull themselves up and just keep going even though they can't breathe and they're infected and they're feeling horrible and they have a fever. The idea that mental health is just in someone's head, it makes it feel less real and it devalues what people are actually going through. It's dismissive. Myth 2: people with mental health conditions can't live successful lives. Ooh, all right, all right, all right. This one is one of those myths that is absolutely ridiculous. When you stop and you think about it, there is no such thing as perfect, but you can live this totally rich, fulfilling, meaningful, connected life while also dealing with mental health challenges. Imagine you're chatting with someone who believes that a mental health condition can prevent people from achieving success. You might start by sharing some eye opening facts for statistics. Like, for instance, did you know that 1 in 5 Americans experience a mental health condition in any given year? That's a significant portion of our population. And many of these individuals are thriving in their personal and their professional lives. Or take the example of John, who lives with bipolar disorder. And despite his condition, John has built a successful career as a software engineer. He manages his mental health with the help of therapy and medications. And his employer recognizes his talent and his dedication. Mental health conditions don't define one's ability to succeed. Take someone like J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She publicly has shared her struggles with depression. But did that stop her from becoming one of the world's most successful authors? Absolutely not. In fact, her mental health challenges may have even shaped her writing in powerful ways. But here's some more examples. Demi Lovato has had very open conversations about the struggles with bipolar disorder and addiction and eating disorders. But despite these challenges, they have built successful career as a singer and a songwriter and an actor. Or Simone Biles, she's a world renowned gymnast and she has spoken openly about her experiences with ADHD and mental health challenges. she faced during the Tokyo Olympics. Her courage in prioritizing her mental health, it's inspirational to many people. And take Mariah Carey. She revealed that her bipolar diagnosis, that she had that in 2018. And despite her having the condition, she's thriving in her career as a singer and songwriter and earning numerous awards and accolades. Mental health doesn't stop you from being successful. It stops you from reaching your full potential if you don't get the help you need. I know so many people who have faced mental health struggles and still manage to live and thrive in their careers and their relationships and personal growth. And so that myth that mental health conditions prevent success is so misleading and harmful. Myth 3: therapy's just for the crazies. In fact, we don't even use the C word in my therapy room because it is absolutely not. This is a spoiler alert here. Therapy can be for anyone and everyone. Seriously, if you're human with feelings and relationships, you probably could benefit from therapy. Everyone can benefit from just having someone to talk to, and no one is immune from, the ups and the downs of life, and the obstacles that come in our way, and the questions and the lack of confidence sometimes. Like, so why wouldn't you seek guidance when you need it? I mean, let's say you've just gone through a breakup, or maybe you're dealing with work stress or a difficult boss to manage, and therapy isn't just for severe mental health disorders or issues. It's for anybody who's looking to either improve their emotional well-being or maybe build up some resilience and strength so that they stay strong through their life. It is for getting a tune-up of your mind and your emotions, and getting skills and tool sets that you can use in multiple places. And honestly, most people, I believe therapy can be a lifelong endeavor, not meaning you see your therapist every week for the rest of your life, meaning we come and go through those stages as maybe we come through different challenges in our life or different seasons of our life. And so that we might need that tune up of tools, or maybe we need some new tools because the ones we're using may not help in this situation. And so therapy is not a negative thing. It's a thing for personal growth and personal development, and to help us to see ourselves and reflect on our own self, to learn who we are and who we're not. And sometimes when we're walking around the same problem over and over again, it's something inside of us that we need to look at and examine. And therapy can be a great place for that. So therapy isn't for the crazies, it's for the brave, the curious, and the self-aware. So if you have a mind, guess what? You could benefit from therapy. That stigma around therapy keeps people from getting help, but therapy is really just that tool for life's challenges, and everyone and anyone can benefit from it. Myth 4: only extreme cases need mental health treatment. So, kind of like the last one, this myth is dangerous because it suggests that you have to be on the verge of the breakdown to seek help. I remember as a child, you would hear when somebody had a nervous breakdown, and then they would get hospitalized sometimes, or have to get mental health treatment, and it was like this thing, like, oh, they had the nervous breakdown. And it was a horrible thing for people to go through because it was very overwhelming for the person, for their family. It was very stigmatizing the way things were handled back then. And it made me really sad because as I've learned and grown in my own professional self, that didn't have to be their course. They didn't have to get to the point where they were so overwhelmed that they had a psychological breakdown. There's help that we can get before it gets to that level. Just like when we're having something in our body, the longer we let that thing go untreated, the more it can be bad or dangerous or more severe for us to treat. For example, if you started with an infection, and you weren't treating that infection, and that infection could just grow and grow and grow to ultimately someone might need an amputation if they didn't treat it. And mental health can be very much that same way. So early intervention is always the key. The quicker and the earlier we can get in and have that intervention, the more that we're going to suffer, and the more resilience and strength we can build. And so imagine you've just been feeling a little down or a little anxious for a few weeks, but it's not that bad. So you decide to like push through, that suppress and override. By the time things get really tough, you have suffered in silence way too long. But if you would have reached out sooner, you could have prevented a full blown crisis or overwhelm. So don't wait for things to get extreme. Seek help early. You don't need to wait till you're falling apart to reach out. Mental health care is preventative, just like going to the gym. The truth is, mental health treatment isn't reserved for people who are falling apart. It's for everyone who wants to live their best life. So, whether they're struggling or just looking to maintain their well being, we have finally made it to myth 5. Mental illness is caused by personal weakness. Okay. If you have ever been told that mental health issues are a sign of weakness, run. Do not walk away from that person, because mental illness and mental health struggles are not about strength or weakness. It's about biology, it's about environment, they're about experiences. Mental health conditions are not a result of a personality weakness or a spiritual weakness or a character flaw. There are complex issues that can impact anyone, regardless of their background, their abilities, their education, their socioeconomic status, their religious belief system, their race, their ethnicity, like all of these things. It can penetrate all the things, and anybody at any time can have a struggle with it. So, with the right support and treatment, individuals with mental health conditions can lead those successful, fulfilling lives. It's crucial to challenge these myths and recognize that resilience and the potential for living with mental health conditions. I'm going to go back to my example on diabetes. Imagine telling someone with diabetes, if you were stronger, you wouldn't need insulin. Right? Ridiculous, right? But that's exactly what people tell someone when they're struggling with mental health issues. They blame it on the person and accuse them of being weak. No one chooses to have depression and anxiety or panic disorder or bipolar disorder or OCD or ADHD. Fill in the blank. There's lots of, no one wakes up and goes, I want that. Mental health struggles is not a moral failing. It is a medical condition. And like any other illness, it deserves respect and treatment. It is no more a sign of weakness than a broken leg or asthma. It is a health condition. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't get it. We have gotten through our 5 myths, and I want to give you a few actionable steps, because that's how we roll here, with some action at the end of every episode. So now that we busted some of these myths wide open, let's talk about what you can do to kind of help break the stigma and challenge the narratives that people are out there sending. Here's how you can help. 1, speak about mental health openly. Like, talk about life and mental health like any other issue. If you feel comfortable to share your experience or advocate for mental health, and normalize the conversation. Educate yourself. Do some research. Follow mental health professionals, read some books, take some online courses to better understand just mental health in general better, so that you can share and learn and help fight the misconceptions, because there's so much misinformation and disinformation being spread, and especially in the mental health arena right now. Step 3, challenge the stigma. So when you hear it, don't let the harmful stereotypes just slide and stay under the rug. If you hear someone say therapy's for crazy people politely, you can just redirect them and correct that with facts. And step 4, support the mental health initiative. So whether you are supporting Mental Health Awareness Month or donating to a mental health charity, taking action can definitely make a difference. And there are so many ways that you can get involved. The first step in breaking stigma is speaking up. So let's start the conversations. Well, that's going to be a wrap for today. I hope this episode helps bust some of those myths and got you thinking a little bit about how we could make a difference in the world of mental health. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. We're on a mission to hit 10,000 subscribers, so we would love your support in reaching that goal. And as always, be curious, stay kind, and keep your mind nerdy. See you next week.
Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.